Good evening, and welcome back. Tonight, if you're sitting beside a window, lying in bed, or simply resting after a long day, I want you to take a slow breath with me, in and out. There is nowhere to rush right now, nowhere to prove anything. Tonight, we are just here, together. Maybe recently, you've had a quiet feeling sitting inside your chest. A feeling that whispers something uncomfortable. Something like, I think I'm behind your friends, behind your classmates, behind people your age, maybe behind the version of yourself you thought you would become. And that feeling can be very heavy. Tonight, I want to sit with you beside an imaginary ocean. The sky is dark blue. The moon hangs softly above us. Small silver reflections dance on the water. Waves move toward the shore, slowly, one after another. Not rushing, never competing. And maybe tonight, we can talk about something very important. You are not falling behind in life. Pause for a moment. I know, maybe part of you disagrees immediately. Maybe your mind says, no, but you don't understand. Maybe you think everyone else already has a career, a relationship, money, confidence, direction. And meanwhile, you are still trying to understand yourself. Still trying to heal. Still trying to figure things out. But let's sit here a little longer before deciding that story is true. When we look at the ocean, we never ask one wave, why are you slower than the others? We never stare at the sea and say, that wave arrived too late. Because waves are not late. They simply arrive when they arrive. Life is strange. Somehow, we understand this in nature, but forget it when thinking about ourselves. Winter trees do not panic because spring has not arrived. They stand quietly through cold seasons. Their branches look empty, their leaves are gone. To someone passing by, they may even appear lifeless. But under the surface, something invisible is happening. Roots are still working. Quiet growth still continues. Even in winter. Especially in winter. And perhaps some of us are living through a winter season right now. Not a season of failure. Just a season of becoming. Pause. I remember hearing a story once about two friends from school. They were the same age. They sat in the same classrooms. Took the same exams. Graduated together. Years later, one friend seemed successful very quickly. A good job, nice apartment, clear direction. The other friend looked around and felt panic growing quietly inside. Because life had not moved according to plan. Days turned into months, months became years. And every social media post felt like another reminder. You are late. You are late. You are late. Maybe you felt this too. Scrolling through photos late at night, seeing engagements, vacations, new jobs, smiling faces. And slowly, comparison enters the room without knocking. Comparison is quiet at first. It sits beside you like a shadow. Then it begins whispering, look how far they are. Look where you should be. Look at everything you're missing. And after hearing those whispers long enough, we begin believing them. But comparison rarely tells the full story. Imagine standing outside a house at night. You see warm yellow light through the windows. You hear laughter inside. From outside, everything looks beautiful. But you cannot see the rooms where people cry. You cannot see anxiety sitting at kitchen tables. You cannot see loneliness hiding behind smiles. You cannot see fear. You cannot see uncertainty. From outside, every life can look complete. Even when it isn't. We compare our behind-the-scenes reality to someone else's carefully chosen moments. And that comparison creates pain. The moon above the ocean tonight reminds me of something. The moon itself changes constantly. Some nights it appears full and bright. Some nights only a small piece remains visible. Some nights it disappears almost completely. Yet we never say the moon failed. We understand that it moves through phases. We trust it, without question. So why is it so difficult to offer ourselves the same kindness? Why do we believe that every uncertain season means something is wrong? Pause. Maybe because deep inside, many of us learned that our worth comes from progress, from achievements, from moving forward, from becoming more. But what if your worth was never connected to speed? What if your value did not disappear during slower seasons? A candle does not become less beautiful because it burns gently. Actually, sometimes the softest lights feel the warmest. And maybe you are like that candle tonight. Not exploding with success. Not shining loudly. Just quietly surviving. Quietly trying. Quietly continuing. And that matters more than you think. There is something I wish more people said out loud. Sometimes life takes longer than we expected. Healing takes longer. Finding purpose takes longer. Learning who you are takes longer. And that's okay. Because humans are not machines. We are oceans. We are seasons. We are living things. And living things grow differently. A flower blooming in April is not more successful than a flower blooming in August. They simply bloom at different times. Pause. Maybe right now, you are 22 and confused. Maybe you are 28 and starting over. Maybe you are 35 and changing directions. Maybe you are 40 and still searching. Maybe you are 60 and beginning again. There is no invisible clock in the sky deciding who wins life. No finish line. No universal timeline. Only stories. Different stories. Different roads. Different seasons. Tonight, as waves continue touching the shore, imagine placing all your timelines into the ocean. All the pressure. All the expectations. All the sentences that begin with, I should already. I should already know. I should already succeed. I should already have more. Place them gently into the water. And watch the waves carry them away. Not because your dreams do not matter. They do. But because your timeline does not need punishment. You are allowed to arrive slowly. You are allowed to take longer. You are allowed to be unfinished. Pause. Some nights, loneliness makes everything feel worse. Especially late at night. Especially when the world becomes quiet. Questions become louder in darkness. Fears become heavier. But tonight, I hope you remember this. There are countless people lying awake right now, feeling exactly what you feel. People wondering if they missed their chance. People wondering if they failed somehow. People staring at ceilings, carrying invisible worries. You are not standing outside life while everyone else moves ahead. You are standing inside life. Right where you belong. Still becoming. Still growing. Still here. And maybe that's enough tonight. Maybe tonight, you do not need a 5-year plan. Maybe tonight, you do not need answers. Maybe tonight, you only need rest. Because tired hearts deserve rest too. Look again at our imaginary ocean. The waves continue. The moon remains overhead. The winter trees wait patiently along distant hills. Nothing is rushing. Nothing is panicking. Nature never hurries itself. And somehow, it still arrives exactly where it needs to be. Maybe you will too. Not according to someone else's clock. Not according to comparison. Not according to fear. But according to your own quiet rhythm. Your own season. Your own tide. Long pause. And before we end tonight, I want to leave you with something gentle. If you feel behind in life, if you feel lost, if you feel like everyone else received a map except you, take a slow breath. Place your hand over your heart. And remember, you are not late. You are not broken. You are not failing. You are simply becoming. Slowly. Quietly. Like moonlight touching the ocean. And that is enough. Good night.